What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Last time, we did a bit more investigation on the double murder of Bruce Goodman. We found out who was accused of the second scene of the crime, and weirdly enough, it was Officer Meekins. I still have a lot of questions on how that was possible, but at any rate, we were able to get in contact with Marshall. We have access on over to the evidence room, thanks to Gant. And we also have a record of all the IDs that went into this room. In this episode, we're gonna see if we can't try to match who these IDs belong to, but not before we examine the evidence room and see just what this crime scene looks like. Oh, this is very different from the other room. Oh dear. Okay, well, that explains a lot. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So, this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Ah! Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto. Please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give him $50. No problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence, oh, floor plans. Okay, cool. Let's maybe take a look at those first. Okay, so it's literally just the floor plans, and the entire room's just in an L shape. Okay, well, there's a few things that are interesting in the background. I can also slide over. Oh! Oh, okay, that's a lot. Let's unpack that later. Let's talk to Gumshoe first. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal! You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course! I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Interesting. Are they also done by ID cards? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about that case. Edgeworth is involved in 2 major cases? Directly? What the Well, this place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Oh, they're done by fingerprints. Yeah.
Right hand? Oh, you must mean your fingerprint.
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. See, the only locker we can open is our own.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it...
Zap! You get a shock!
If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Interesting.
Only the assigned detective prints can unlock it, and an indicator light lights up when it's open.
Interesting. Incidentally, can we maybe get Gumshoe's ID? Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Ah!
Well, what is it?
That second number! It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth!
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
Okay, very interesting. So Edgeworth was in this room on the day of the murder.
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Okay. He came in at around 4:40 though. For some reason. Interesting, but we are getting somewhere. Okay, what is this? I noticed this immediately. There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If we're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of him, pal. Aw, poor Gumshoe. Anyway, what the heck is this?
Wow! Look at this big pile of junk in the corner!
That looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away.
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing.
He's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, very interesting. So this is intriguing. What is this? Blood?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
Looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright! What if there are other blood stains left in the room?
We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Yeah, I'm sure Gumshoe wouldn't mind, but first, what is all this?
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all those pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Okay, let's take a look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try to put it back together?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
I was gonna say a tub of glue, what? Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh boy, puzzles! Oh geez, it's actually a 3D puzzle. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Oh boy, okay. So also rotating. So what I need to do is try to match... okay, so rotate left and rotate right is just for that. It might not necessarily be 3D. It's actually a lot more simple than that. Okay, so what I need to do is basically match the bottom part there. Perhaps this? Yo! Okay, and it rotates on its own. Okay, that is good. That is very good. That doesn't go there. That doesn't seem to go. These actually look like the top because you can kind of see the rim at the top there. No, that doesn't match. This perhaps? Not quite. That also kind of looks like it hits the top. Maybe instead I should focus, instead of focusing on the side, I should focus on the bottom. Because that's what I was originally looking at. No, that doesn't quite fit. This would have to go something like that, and that doesn't quite work. Trying to find the indentation. That looks right. Nope. Maybe this way? Nope. Yeah, it's definitely not that. Okay, this is gonna be a while. So it would have to be like that, but that doesn't seem to match. Yeah. No harm in actually trying. Because there doesn't seem to be any penalty. Nah, that doesn't look like it. Could just rotate through every single piece until I find something. No. That doesn't look right. Nope. Nope. Okay, well, this has suddenly got to be a heck of a lot more complicated. I mean, worst case scenario, you just kind of do everything until you get something to work. Oh, there we go. Hooray for random guessing. Oh, I didn't actually mean to do that. I wanted to actually just rotate it. Because it has to be kind of deep. That, maybe? Nope. That's the same piece. Also, no, man, I always just keep hitting the wrong pieces. I'm gonna find a little indentation down at the bottom. No. Weird, that kind of looks right, but it doesn't seem to be. That has to go at the top there. And that's not what I'm looking for right now. Maybe? Yo! Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, this actually looks a bit... I keep hitting X by mistake. Maybe? Yo! Gotta be something with this. No. It'd be nice if I could actually rotate the main vase there, because all I'm given is just that.
Yeah, which that doesn't really help me. Oh, hold on. Ah, okay. So maybe this? Alright, we didn't even have to rotate that one. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. Nope. Probably this? No, that's gonna be the last piece. So it has to be this in some way, shape, or form. Yo! Alright, and that just leaves this. But we're still missing a piece. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Okay, yeah. So you got one handle there, a bunch of blood, and where the other handle would be is missing. But there's got to be something crucial that's missing there. Okay, well that was cool and all, but doesn't actually really get it. Well, actually, no. There's still one more thing. There's the glove.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know? You mean SL9. It does have a tag on it. Okay, extremely thin leather glove, SL9-1. So this was evidence number 1, and the knife was number 2. What about the open locker?
Look, this one's open! And the red indicator light above the door is lit.
That locker's coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Yeah, it definitely would be hard to get it open when the person who it belongs to is, you know, dead. Man, we've got enough to possibly do a 3rd page on this. Oh, spray. Here we go. Okay. So we got the handprint there. Maybe the locker? Where this was. Ooh, there's a lot of blood right here. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien!
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it in the floor plans.
Hey, if you don't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Okay, maybe more? Around here? Okay, the hand. That was also what we needed.
I knew it! This is someone's right fingerprint.
What? What's the matter, detective? This locker! It's mine!
It's yours?
Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down in the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
What? But you're a detective!
Huh. Interesting. We could slide over here. Maybe this locker? Oh, another hand.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called luminal testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Of course, if this was done in, like, say, 2007 or so, she'd probably just say, internet?
Huh. Nothing else here. Nothing on this door either. I don't think there would really be anything else. I think we might be done here. Yeah, I'm gonna say that we're done here. Okay, so we take a look at the floor plans. Okay, so we got a big pool of blood there, fingerprint, or handprint there, handprint there. Okay. So, can we talk about the SL9 incident? Also check the glove. Check the tag. Tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag.
Zag? Is that a word?
Do you challenge me?
What, are we playing a word game now? That's not even a word, and I agree with you! I mean, it just looks like a leather glove.
Where are we at time, by the way? Okay, we're still at a pretty decent amount. Ah!
That tells me nothing.
The jar? You can examine it. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here.
Looks like blood.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed?
Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like we can really... Oh, hello. I was gonna say we can't really spray it, but whatever.
Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom!
That's weird.
I wonder which side is up.
Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar?
At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right?
I mean, dust would still cling to it. It looks more like just a decorative vase more than just a jar. Also, it looks like there was supposed to be a handle here, but it broke off. Maybe it has 4 handles. Interesting. I mean, there's this. Maybe we can show it to Gumshoe? Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing! That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Okay, so he's not gonna tell us anything. Locker. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, then I'll give you 50 cents.
Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system.
After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Interesting. I guess we can try elsewhere? I mean, I'm pretty sure Marshall doesn't really have anything. Criminal affairs? Nope, nothing in criminal affairs. Detention center? Actually, maybe we could get Meekins. Maybe Meekins is one of these people. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? Okay, so Meekins has no idea about this. Okay. I don't think Angel has anything for us. Let's see if Edgeworth is in. Edgeworth isn't in. Okay, so Edgeworth isn't in. Nothing else seems to be new. So I guess there's still more stuff in the evidence room that we're missing. Maybe there's more blood.
Because I could still actually spray stuff with this thing. Oh, maybe not. Doesn't give me the option to. Is interesting. Maybe with that reactivates it? There we go. Okay. So we can reactivate it. Nothing else really seemed apparent. I can't exactly do it. Ow. I can't do it across the... I can't do it across the HUD, but I can do it everywhere else. Alright, cool. Button mash, button mash, button mash. Okay, let's... Can't do anything with the HUD. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. No. Huh. To be honest, Gumshoe hasn't told us anything about SL9. So maybe if we... Okay. We probably need to present him something to get us to talk about SL9. We already tried that. The knife? Ah, the knife and the note. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know? 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now will you talk to us finally? Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill. Rumors? About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleared up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife... The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you need to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. What the heck? Oh, it's a... restaurant? Like a menu? It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. There we go. Now we can finally get moving. Okay, so off to Edgeworth's office. Away. Oh, what the heck? Why are you here? Ah, guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near me. Or near here. I think it was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth? Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Okay, I think we're probably running a bit low, but I want to be done with this investigation, damn it! All these are really freaking long! Which, yes, people have warned me about it, I've acknowledged it, but still, it bears repeating. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently, there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time, again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. SL9. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Okay, well, this is where we present him with literally everything that we have. First things first. Oh, right, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why? Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The chief of police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Okay, screwdriver from AI-16? Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's. Stubborn as always. I told you, this has nothing to do with the current case. You know, you can say that. And yay, we are on the... Yeah, we are on the third page of this. Okay. AI-16. The tag says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. Huh. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be a clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know, Phoenix. Maya did get you a bullet, and that helped solve the last case. Okay. Well, I guess there's still more that we have to show him. The evidence locker, maybe? Right, please.
I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea.
I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway?
Maybe I just show him my best evidence. I can get some reaction out of him. Okay, the lost item report. Nope. Best evidence, best evidence. The floor plans? Nope. This is really just trial and error at this point. Why does this case have to have so much stuff going on in it? Also, what do I have that... Maybe the muffler? I mean, I assume it would have to be something that's new, right? Goodman's ID. The screwdriver I just got. Nope. What haven't I tried? The knife? Oh, shoot! Sorry, it had the same thing as the others. I did not mean to skip that far ahead. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Okay. Let's actually see what he said before. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We already got that. Just want to know what he said earlier. Now? Yo! The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then? He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than usual. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't?
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science.
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminal testing fluid, Well then, you might have a use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints!
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprints files for everyone involved. Thanks! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Yo! Edgeworth being a bro!
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Okay, well, we know where to go. So is this just... Okay, so this is just an examination of this. for comparison with a fingerprint file. But we don't actually have that fingerprint file. Okay. But we know exactly... Oh, hey! Star is gone. Okay. Well, there was no handprint here. Although, actually... Well... Hold on. Oh, I can't present? I mean, I can't exactly take a look at the phone, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, I think they are very explicitly telling me, go back to the evidence room and take a look at those fingerprints. Pretty sure they're very explicitly telling me that. It's like, what if it's also some secret thing here? It's like, no, they very clearly want me to go here. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will be left behind with the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Well, I would say the thumb. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With the A button, see? Ah, looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With the X button. Exciting, I know. I'm willing to bet before that was just actually blowing into the DS's microphone. But obviously, there's no way to do that, especially if you're in docked mode. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Okay, so we just do that and blow it away. It's not actually doing anything. Oh, that's because that's the actual fingerprint. That's why it's not actually doing anything. Okay, so we do this. Blow it away. Anything more down here? No, that's pretty well thick. Okay, we'll do this. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? Alright, so now that we're done with that interruption. The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here! Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Hello? It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Yeah, I never noticed a smudge before. Okay, so now that I know what I'm doing, just a lot of this all over the place, and then blow. Oh, wow, that worked out very well. And then the top part. Probably here in the middle, I'm guessing, is what we're missing. There we go. Yay! A print so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would be most likely found on this evidence locker?
Oh wow, we're actually going through everyone's prints. Okay, so that's Angel Star, that's not it. Gant, not really. Meekins, doesn't look like it. Marshall, Goodman. Yeah, that's what I figured. Gumshoe did say that it was his locker, so. There we go.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Okay, so on Gumshoe's locker, it was a glove print and then a little smudge that gives gumshoes. It's less blood and more just dirt, I'm guessing. But there was also this locker. This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right?
Right. There was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There go her eyes sparkling again. Obviously, we're gonna check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
We only ended up finding it with chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away, too.
Ow. Right. So, that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me!
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Huh. Maybe here? Or the palm? What is it trying to get me to do? Prints that weren't... I mean, I would say around here? What is it that the game's trying to get me to do? I'm just mashing A on literally everything. Doesn't seem to be working. Is there anything else? I'm kind of confused. Why was this wrapped in the scarf muffler and stuck inside the car muffler? The glove?
That yellow crime scene tape. You know, yesterday was my first time seeing that. It was always my dream to push through the crowd and just step over the tape. It's a little daunting to encounter it again so soon.
I think maybe you're overreacting a little. I mean, it doesn't show that. Gloves wiped away. Let's try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Yeah, like I'm mashing the A button to try to dust, and it's not doing anything.
I wonder, maybe it's not the locker itself, but the little evidence piece here. I mean, it's gotta be something here. But it just zooms in on the hand here. I don't exactly see what the game is trying to get me to do. I'm trying to think of other, like, handprints. I swear, like, it should be like the locker or something. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we already know that. Blah, 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 blah. Dreams. Blah, blah, blah. What is it that they're trying to get me to do? I mean, this still doesn't have the check mark, which means whatever I need to do with it hasn't been actually done. Okay. We must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the one left by the bloody hand. Which, I mean, the only place that I can think of would be here. I'm not entirely sure what the game is trying to get me to do. Hold on, what? Oh, that's what they wanted me to do. Oh, yeah, I would never have thought of that. They wanted me to take a look at a finger that wasn't actually picked up for some reason. Oh, because they would have wiped away the blood, but not necessarily where the other fingers were. Okay. That's what they wanted me to do. Clever! Clever! Again, I would not have thought to do that. But it's very interesting that that's the solution. Okay, just sprinkle all this dust here and blow. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's get this bottom portion here, get this top portion here, and blow. Okay, so now we have to try to match this. Possibly Gant. Or Marshall. Marshall's actually looks pretty close to that. That looks... Gant looks like a pretty good match. Marshall looks like it's very close. There's even that break there. Yeah, I think it's Marshall. Just going through everyone else. Yeah, let's compare Marshall. Alright, we got it. Hey, these fingerprints, Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Very interesting. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. Luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it! Regardless of what you believe, Emma, the evidence is there. Very intriguing. So, Marshall was potentially there, and we didn't actually get his ID badge, or his ID number. There wasn't really a need to. We only ever found one person's ID besides Goodman, and that was Edgeworth. Edgeworth came in there about less than an hour before the case for some errand that he was running for Gant. But Marshall was there for some reason. So Marshall was there. Well, theories abound. We'll have to find out in court next time. So, next time on Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Our second day of investigation is finally done. And now it's time to go to court. If it's gonna be like the first day, it's gonna be quite a doozy, and I might game over again. But, one way or another, we're gonna find out what exactly happened, and see just how Jake Marshall is tied to this beyond his initial involvement in SL6. So, until next time, everyone, take care.